Hi, ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobot1970. This is my review for today. And today's review, ladies and dudes, well, my friends, it's that time again for another movie review. And this time it will be my last and final chapter of season 6 of my movie reviews. And for this movie review I'm going to do for today is one of the most underrated movies of all time that came from in the year of 2017. And this movie is a very good wrap-up for all the movies out there. I'm sorry, ladies and dudes, I tried really hard to do a musical number for all of you, but well, as you may know me, I'm not a very good singer, to tell you the truth. But anyway, here we go. My last and final movie review I really want to do for today. Here it is. My last and final movie review of season 6 is The Greatest Showman. And I can't wait to do this movie review for all of you. So anyway, without further ado, ladies and dudes, here is my last and final movie review that I want to do for season 6 is The Greatest Showman. And yes, it starred with our dear beloved X-Men, or former X-Men star, Hugh Jackman. So, anyway, without further ado, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my movie review of The Greatest Showman. And to tell you the truth is, I gotta keep it dark. I don't want to spoil the gifts that's in the table right now, and I don't want to wake up my family. Because it's Christmas Day, if you know what I mean. So let's head on to my movie review of The Greatest Showman. Well, I guess I don't have anything to say about this really cool movie with a really cool plot. It's a story about the life of P.S. Barnabas. You know, the guy who's responsible to bring the Barnum Bailey Circus to life, with so many unknown people who are different from others, and he does have a family, a beautiful wife and his 2 beloved girls, and there's gonna be a whole lot of good crazy songs here and there that's happening in the musical. I will say half of it was based by a true story, while the other half is not so true at all. Well, if you know what I mean. So anyway, ladies and dudes, that's my whole entire movie review of The Greatest Showman. I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about this movie called The Greatest Showman? Well, to tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, I will say this is a pretty darn good movie to watch. And it's a good thing I did see it on Christmas Eve. It's such a good movie. And finally, the last and final chapter of the movies that I really want to see in theaters. This is one of the best movies I did see so far, or just the final movie that I did see for this year. I will say it had a good, interesting storyline, has great, likable, or memorable characters, has fantastic, epic songs that I have never heard before. It has a really good score, really good costume designs, and great special effects, and great stunts from the singer, what is it? Zendaya? I think that's her name, Zendaya. After all, she did a good job with her performance and her character, and so much more. I will say this is a pretty darn good movie to watch, but sadly this movie does have some few flaws here and there. So anyway, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my strongest points and the weakest points of The Greatest Showman. I will say for the strongest points for The Greatest Showman has to go to the songs. I will say the lyricist who did La La Land, one of the movies I really do hate, that's kind of overrated. I'm happy they redeemed themselves and give us a much better movie that has fantastic, great songs. they were all memorable in so many ways. But I will say my most favorite songs from this movie is The Greatest Showman and This Is Me and From Now On, and that duet song by Zac Efron and Zendaya. I forgot the name of that song. You know, that involves a forbidden love song. And that was a pretty darn enjoyable song. So I got 4 good songs that deserves to be one of the best parts about the movie. So yeah, I will say for the strongest points for this movie is the songs. I love all the songs that happen in this film from start to finish. And I will say for my weakest points for the movie, I only got 2 main weak points of this movie. One, I don't like the love triangle thing between B.S. Barnabas, his wife, and some French singer B.S. Barnum barely knew. And also, I wish there's more character development and chemistry with the other characters that were pretty darn memorable to the film. I will say for this love triangle thing, maybe I wish it should have been there for the movie. I'm not sure if it was true or not. That was based by the real events from B.S. Barnabas. I remember I read the book of it once. I'll have to go back and reread his story again. You know, that was from a book that I got from the library a long time ago. So yeah, I think that love triangle thing should not be there. But at least that French lady is not all that bad. At least she's not, well, you know which word I'm talking about. At least she's a very nice lady who has very nice manners, so I'll give her points for that. But I wish the love triangle should not be there. And I really don't want B.S. Barnabas to cheat on his wife. I think it won't be a good thing to the film at all, if you know what I mean. So yeah, the first major weak point about this movie is truly the love triangle thing. And for the second main weak point in the movie is I wish there's more character development and chemistry for all those great memorable characters that came from in this film, you know, the great supporting characters. I wish we could get to know these guys just a little bit more, like that cool looking midget guy and the lady with the beard, and even Zendaya's character with a dude who's her brother. I wish I could get to know everybody. Their storylines, I know their personalities and attitudes, but I wish I could get to know them a lot more in this film. So I will say my 2 main weak points is I wish the love triangle did not exist in the film, and also I wish there's more character development and chemistry with a couple of good characters here and there from the supporting wise. And now let's go on to the characters. I will go with the 2 characters who are truly the best parts about the film. For me, of course. Okay, one character is B.S. Barnabas, played by our dear beloved Hugh Jackman. And I will say that Hugh Jackman did a really good job in this movie. I mean, he really did blew me away with this film, along with that other musical film that he did, Les Miserables. I will say he had a good, interesting storyline. I love his personality and attitude. He has so many dreams of what he wants to do in his life, and he's going to do his best to make his family happy, and so much more. And I do hope and pray that Hugh Jackman can finally win an Oscar for his performance. I really want him to win that Oscar nod for his performance, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's all I could say about Hugh Jackman's performance as B.S. Barnabas. And the second character and the final character I want to talk about in this movie review is truly the bearded lady. I will say the bearded lady is truly the best character in the whole entire movie in my own opinion. I know we don't know about her storyline much. All I know is she's just a mysterious woman who came out of nowhere, and she has a beard between her cheek and her chin. I love her personality and attitude. She's such a brave and fearless character, and I really love her powerful voice. And I really love the part where she did leave those people when they're singing the song "This Is Me." I do praise that woman very much. So I salute her in many ways. And that's all I could say about the cool lady who had a beard. And finally, ladies and dudes, here's my final thoughts of The Greatest Showman. And I'm sorry it's kind of bright, but I gotta keep it dark for a little while, so here we go. Overall, The Greatest Showman is the last and final chapter that I really want to see for all the great movies that I want to see in theaters. And this is one of the best films I did see this year. Well, one of the best, of course. I will say it had a good, interesting storyline. The characters are pretty likable and memorable. Has great, beautiful, epic songs. It had a really good score, great setting, great costume designs. And yeah, there were a few flaws about the film that I don't like, but at least they did the best they could to make a good film for the end of the year. And so for my rating for this good film, I decided to give it an 8 out of 10. Just an 8 out of 10. And that's it for now. And there you go, ladies and dudes. That's my whole entire movie review of The Greatest Showman. I hope you enjoyed this movie review. And I'm sorry I gotta keep it dark because I don't want to spoil the gifts that's in the table. And I gotta do a lot of things to do for today in Christmas Day, if you know what I mean. So anyway, that's my whole entire movie review of The Greatest Showman. And tell me, ladies and dudes, what is your most favorite musical of all time that featured Hugh Jackman? Will it be Les Miserables or The Greatest Showman? Well, whichever it is, leave a comment there and let me know. And join me next time as I'm finally going to do my top 20 best videos that I ever did in the year of 2017. I gotta go ahead and wrap this whole thing up for 2017, if you know what I mean. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this movie review, and join me for my 2-part event of my top 20 best videos that I did from this year. And that's all for now, so I'll see you guys later. And sayonara. And most of all, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.